Hello YouTube, hello world, hello everybody, I guess. This is the very first video I'm making in my life that I'm intending to upload on YouTube. Now maybe you don't or many people won't understand the reason why I am uploading a video like this, but maybe there are also some people who do understand, and that's the problem. I feel misunderstood in this world. I feel alone, and I am alone. And I wanted to show that um, stereotypes are definitely a ridiculous thing. I'm going to talk about stereotypes because one thing is I am highly gifted, very highly gifted, actually, um, more so uh, than other highly gifted persons. I fall into a very special category. On the other hand, um, if you only if you would uh, how do I say this? If you would see me, hear me playing my piano or composing music or reading my writings and my ramblings, if you only if you would know me, you would accept the premise that I am extremely highly gifted. I'm also smoking a cigarette, by the way. At the moment, I don't use an ashtray. I use this. I think it's a beautiful little stone, yeah, pot. Or how do you call that? I don't know. Just this stone thing. So because an ashtray, it smells and it's dirty. You see the cigarette butts laying in that ashtray. So I rather use yeah, this thing that I just showed you. It's not a favorite JX, but it's nice. I'm not a materialistic person, but let me first um, get to the point of the video. I want to show you uh, a piece of my life. I want to show you how I live, and we'll see if there will be um, responses to my video or not. If there are responses and responses are from this sort that I will have to make other videos, I will keep making videos. But what I want to show is the tragedy of my life and uh, the tragedy of many people who have a tragic life, and how there are beautiful things in that life, but most of all, it is pure tragedy. It's one big trauma, and the only thing that keeps me personally from um, killing myself, not that I haven't tried yet, I have, and if it wouldn't have been for medical intervention, I would have succeeded several times. But what keeps me going are two severe drug addictions, uh, namely cocaine oxymoron or um, fentanyl, anything, Vicodin, anything I can get, just to mix it all together and get completely fucking high. Um, that's basically what the only thing that makes me enjoy life. The cocaine to get me up and running, and I have, um, I have the heroin to forget my trouble, my problems. Mm. Still smoking a cigarette. We're gonna take a tour through my house, through my duplex. I live in Amsterdam. I live in a very, very, very special place of Moken, Amsterdam, the Netherlands. It's a really, really quiet, peaceful, and place with a lot of nature, but it's in the middle of the city. So I'm loving this. I have the best of two worlds, you know. Um, and I basically enjoy that totally by myself because I don't have friends, I don't have anyone. Um, Let me start by saying also that uh, I don't work because I have a disease that um, originated in the stage where I was an embryo. So I was born with this disease, and a few years back, this disease broke through, and it actually um, makes it so that I'm very, very, very tired, tired, that I'm very tired all the time, and that I was frequently in the hospital, and so now I have a status as a handicapped person. Although if you look at me, you wouldn't see anything. It's also something that is not contagious or anything. You wouldn't notice anything wrong with me, except for my fatigue. Uh, so this disease is also untreatable. And on the other side, I had a very, very traumatic childhood, and also during all other stages of my life, I had very traumatic things happening to me that I'm not going to explicitly. Yeah, I did already like one or maybe 1.5 grams of heroin today, so my speech is not the best. Um, I wanted to show you my home because not every drug addict lives in a dump. Not every drug addict uh, falls into the gap of completely neglecting how he lives in his personal hygiene. That's not the case with me. I like to be clean. I like to dress up in nice clothes. They don't need to be expensive or anything, but I do like to be clean. And I like a clean and a cozy home. And, um, well, if you think my home is cozy or not, that's a very personal thing. But you won't be able to deny that it's a very clean home. It's not like this Crackhouse or anything. That's something I do several times a month. Also smoking crack. I also take Quaaludes. I take a lot of sleeping pills. Um, I smoke some hashish. I drink alcohol. And throughout my lifetime, I think I did about every drug possible. Except for the latest RCs, I think I have done all. Um, uh, when I started heroin, I also wanted to know what it would feel like uh, to IV. So yeah, I did for a short while. Cocaine, heroin, and what you call speedballs or snowballs, but I like to call them fireballs. That's injecting into an artery cocaine and heroin at the same time. And yes, it's a very amazing feeling, but it's not that far off of just sniffing your dope. And by sniffing your dope, you prolong uh, how long it works, you know. So when I make combination by sniffing my dope and basing my dope and my yayo and my crack, it's not that far off. I did that for a short while, maybe a few weeks. Um, um, that's now 1 year ago. Uh, that's when I really started with it. But I after that few weeks, I never touched a syringe again. I only sniff my dope and yell and I smoke it. That's it. I'm not using needles. So I also don't have any disease uh, that is brought about by uh, the use of needles in the past. I don't have any other disease than this chronic disease that makes me a handicapped person. um, which means I can go to work and I get a lot of benefits like free doctor visits, free hospitalizations, free medication, um, everything. It's paid back a lot more. I have to pay no taxes. I have to pay less for my telenet, you know, like internet and everything. I have to pay less for my nuts um, things, for my nuts, for my water, my electricity, my heating. You know, I have to pay less for all of that. So I have a decent amount of money, and most of it goes to drugs. So I eat very little. I never eat candy, and I mostly drink water from the the tap. How do you say? Where you can wash your hands. I just fill a glass from running water. Um, I drink alcohol, of course, but not that much. Um, and sometimes I drink a soda or um, tea and coffee, but really that this happens so less that I actually all my money goes to drugs. Still, I'm very well functioning. So let's take a look, see at my our home, shall we? So it's a duplex in the middle of Amsterdam city. So I'm gonna put this like it should be. There is an empty place on my salon table before the chessboard. That's where normally my laptop is standing, but I'm filming this with my laptop, so you just have to imagine that the blank space before the chessboard is the place where normally my laptop would be. So let's take a look around. This curtain covers the front door because there's a piece of glass in it, so you can look through it for a part, and people don't need to be able to look inside. Um, Not that people have to pass my apartment duplex, but I rather have my privacy. If someone comes knocking on the door, you know, unexpected, which actually never happens, but anyway, nobody can see anything because of this drape. See, behind that you have the front door with this glass that you can look through outside. Now, when you turn, oh, that was my face. Maybe not intention, but I say hello, hello. Okay. Now, so if you come inside, let's see, then this is what you could call the, yeah, how would you call this? It's one place, you know. I have it's a duplex, so I sleep upstairs, but for the rest it's one place. So let's walk maybe. Uh, this table is the table where I eat my food. Yeah, so this is where I eat. Then I like that wall, you know, those stones. It's giving a certain charm, you know, charm. And that is a crappy digital piano because I have to take into consideration that I'm living in an apartment building, and that I can't put my grand concert piano here because I wouldn't be able to play for a long time before neighbors would start complaining because the sound of my concert piano. I have a big concert piano, a grand piano, um, but it's still with my grandparents, with whom I grew up. I grew up with my grandparents. So over here at my home, I have to do it with this digital piano. Well, I can play anything. There isn't anything I couldn't play. I studied at the conservatory, classical piano and composition, and I did 3 different studies, and I never scored less than 92%. Uh, that's the least that I ever scored. So that's my piano, and yeah, I can play all the words on it, but of course I can't get to the uh, professional level that I normally have when I play on a decent real piano. But this one has headphones and adjustable volume, so this is the only one I can use in an apartment building. So that's too bad. So over here we have the stairs, and I don't know. We say kapstok, and you see this thing. You hang your coats and everything. You can hang them on it. I also have shoe thing for putting your shoe collection on. Well, actually, that are the only shoes that I have, and very it comes in handy if you are like me, sometimes very sick from an illness, and you have to tie your shoes. You can put your foot on this, see, like this, and you know it's easy because you don't have to bend over that much to tie your shoe. So it's this marble thing, you know. So probably strange that I have something like that. For me, it's handy. So there's okay. So this is my dining table. You know, I have some spring flowers. Let's go to the multimedia section. So or maybe the salon. This is where I spend most of my time. You see, that's where my TV is standing. I watch a lot of TV, and I have this really cozy sofa for where you can easily sleep in, and a chair apart. And when I sit there, I have this view. One of the places where I store my books. Um, you have the. I'm going to go closer, so you can see you have Salvador Dali hanging on the wall, my TV, my salon table, which is really important to me, and my couch, and behind my couch we have my multimedia. Uh, yeah, how do you say this thing? A chest. Do you call that a chest? How would you call something like that? I don't know. Just the thing where I store my multimedia stuff on. So it's a speaker, an amplifier, another amplifier, an LP player. I collect LPs. Can play. It looks small, but it's for big LPs as well. Some portals of easy access, some more speakers, and two miniature guitars. The white one is the first a copy, or how do you say, an imitation, yeah, a copy, a small imitation of the first Fender of Jimi Hendrix, and the other one is the favorite guitar that Paul McCartney played. So, and beneath it, I have the storage room that's a bit messy. I like so a little bit messy stuff. And I'm looking out on this window where I have flowers, something to put candles in. I like candles a lot. You see it? It's like these three ice pigs or something that are hanging there. You can put candles in it, and another plant, and um, uh, Chat Noir, you know, a framed poster of Chat Noir. And my standing lamp with a little reading lamp. So it has this arch, see, with curtains. I think that's really cozy to just chill out over here. You see, I sit down, I have access to my laptop sitting right before me, see for chessboard. Uh, yeah, I have the Ganesha box is filled with drugs. Um, Next to it is a bullet. You can fill it with powdered cocaine or heroin or mixture. And you can open this hole. This is the bullet. I'll show it. You can open this little hole. You fill this with powdered cocaine or heroin, and you pull this out, and you can snort very easily in public without anyone knowing what you're doing. That's standing over here. I have my Swiss Army knife because I'm a fan of MacGyver, so I have the exact replica that he used in the movie, and I bought it in Switzerland. Then I have my chessboard, my cell phone, the remotes from the TV and digicorder, what I use as an ashtray, some drinks, and a Buddha. In this little box that is standing before the Buddha are my opiate pills, a collection of heavy opiate pills. Next to it, a pipe. Uh, I had other pipes as well for smoking DMT. I had a special pipe for smoking Incline DMT. It was great pipe. It was the first time that I entered the void was with that pipe, but I did it away. I did every psychedelic drug there is, and in really mass amounts. Um, and yeah, it's just over. I don't do that anymore. I don't know why. And then over here we have a sniff kit. So, oh, it's fake leather, of course. It's fake because I'm a vegetarian most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, and I'm very ecological or ecologically, I don't know, minded. So I'm a green guy. So this is a contradiction because, of course, I'm someone who is aware of the contradiction of the social issues that arise from cocaine use and being a cocaine addict. Anyway, this is, fake. I'm going to put the laptop down. Fake crocodile leather. This gold thing to lock it. And when you open it, you can actually put stuff in there. This is it. This is a gold spoon on one side, and you can take dips of cocaine or heroin out of your seal or your bag. And on the other side, a crusher. So if you have bricks, you can crush them before you chop them up with this very sharp golden razor blade, and of course a golden sniff tube, and also a bullet. And here normally, but now it's standing over there. I'll show you when we have completed the tour of my house. There is a little mirror that fits in here, where I also put some of my drugs. This is a little bit cocaine I have left. I have much more, of course, but this is the one I am actively using today. I don't know if you can actually see. Okay. Well, anyway, and a seal, uh, a seal, seal envelope containing heroin, which I will also show you. But the entire stash of mine is in this Ganesha box, you know, over here, the Ganesha box. Beneath it, there are other seals. You see, I have another seal. Uh, this seal contains, let me see, it's one with heroin and one with cocaine. Every dealer so it's on, you know, either in a bag or in a seal. This is cocaine. I don't think you can you will be able to see it. Maybe you can, maybe you won't. I don't know. Anyway, this is seal cocaine. Every dealer that deals in seals uh, has a different picture on the front. I have this penguin. I don't know if you can see this penguin. So yeah, it's really good cocaine. I always get my drugs tested, and I only use drugs that are around 90% pure and that have no active gas. Otherwise, I flush it down the toilet. This is yet another seal. Has no. Uh, ah, this is no. I'm wrong. The other seal that I just showed you, that was white heroin. In the plastic bag was cocaine, and in this one is brown heroin. Yeah, right. You see. So the other seal, if you saw something in the other seal, a powder, white powder, that was white heroin. Um, I like to sniff my dope. Uh, I love sniffing, especially good dope, and especially with a sniff kit, because it doesn't harm your nose that way. And I also have like something to put in my nose against uh, wounds or infection or anything, so I never actually have problems with my nose. Beneath the table is this plateau. You see, it's where, yeah, obviously I base my heroin on. I also have some Valtran. That's a very weak opiate or opioid. I don't know which. And over here I have all my oxynorm. That's actually oxycodone, but for sublingual use. So instant oxycodone for sublingual use. That means for Americans out there that are really aware of oxycodone, the hillbilly heroin. This kicks in 10 times harder than your oxycodone or your oxycontin, and this oxynorm is something you only can get here in Europe, and very cheap. I think less than 10 euro for a pack of 28 pills of 10 or 20 milligram.
So they kick in just 2 minutes, you know, and they peak in 10 minutes, but they kick in almost right away. So that's an oxycodone strength you don't even know in the state. Also here on the plateau is the mirror that belongs to my sniff kit. But it isn't in the sniff kit, it's over here because I've got some brown heroin and some restants of white heroin and cocaine on there. So I like to use the white heroin the most, but it's so expensive that I can't use the white heroin every day. So I switch between faint brown heroin and white heroin, and I just put it away like this, and nobody even looks at this plateau that is standing there. Nobody pays attention to it. So this is my book book chest. I don't know how to say it. A candle pyramid and a Darth Vader lava lamp. So it has this drawing of Darth Vader on it. I like Star Wars, and it's a perfect fit for me. I think for standing there, and it gives this nice red lava motions, very brightly colored. And I just got a new TV. It's more than 1 meter, and it's almost 1 meter and a half in length, and in height it's almost 1 meter. So it's quite a big TV. Should that not be obvious? I have a nice kitchen. It's a nice kitchen. My Senseo, my tea collection. I even have a mate de coca that's from South America, and this is actually really just crushed coca leaves, and you drink them like the farmers over there drink them or chew them. And then this is kind of like a place where I dump stuff that I don't need, and there is a toilet there, so you don't need to go upstairs every time for using the toilet, so that comes in handy. Another passion, oh yeah, what's also cool, all these lights you see in the ceiling. Do you see them? Yep, you see this big circle of lights. You see? They're all dim lights, you know. I can put them very bright or very soft light or anything in between. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. This is my telescope. It's quite a nice telescope. I really would like to upgrade, but yeah, I had some fun with that telescope, and I still do have some fun with it. Moving on, this is my reading area. So this is where I come to read. This is my a palm tree. Yeah. So I like a lot of flowers stuff. The best thing is I have this kick-ass terrace. I'm not going to talk outside because my neighbors already think I'm crazy, and yeah, they're right, but and I don't give a fuck. But anyway, this is my terrace. Great for barbecuing in summer. You know, even vegetarian barbecues are very, very good. Cozy, very cozy, and big. I don't know how this will look on screen because of the light. So Yet it's pretty big. I can't see anything on the screen, so I don't know how this will. There's also lightning for when it's dark, so you can put lights on. Use this orange dim light, so it's not too bright. If you put privacy from the neighbors. This is my magnolia flowering now. And here are coming two other plants. I'm going to put two other plants right over here. So that is my terrace, my deck. You see? Oh, that's quite. I have this control urges. Alright, I have to go back and check, make sure everything is like it should be. I like this chair. It's more straight that I bounced with, and yeah, the flowers are good. Just taking a look around. I sometimes have this neurotic tendency. Can't help it. And the parasol is really good because I can't stand sitting in direct sunlight. So it's really a chill deck to sit on, really. So let's go upstairs. Then we are almost done. We can talk a little bit about my life, and then we'll see what gives, how the reactions are. So this is my upstairs. I didn't make my bed. Normally I make my bed every day, but I'm having problems with my sickness lately. I have better periods and worse periods. Like for instance now on the stairs, everything hurts. I feel it hurting in my stomach, really very bad. My stomach and my breathing. So it's because of this disease I have. And I'm in a period that I actually can't do anything. You see, I'm totally wasted just by going up the stairs, and I don't have that when the disease has its better moments. But it switches every few weeks or months or days or hours. So anyway, this is my bedroom. Uh, Buddha hanging here. Uh, Downstairs there was a Buddha on the table. Over here I have one hanging against the wall. So this is my bedroom. I didn't make my bed normally. It's really very neatly made. My my cuddling animals, they all have a special meaning. One from my mom, uh, which I only got to know again for a couple of years ago in a twisted way, and our relationship is really twisted as well. She had me kicked out of her own house by this guy she was married to, my stepdad. He beat me up every day to in a coma a few times in the hospital. Every day he would beat me up, but really with his fists and his feet, kicking me, breaking an entire closet because he just kicks me through the closet doors, So that's when I went and lived on the street and everything. I grew up for a part with my grandparents, where my grandparents are now, which also some of the Huggy Bears are from. And the panda is from my grandmother from my father's side. My father abandoned me after he tried to kill me and my mom. And she was always looking out for me when my dad had the visitation rights and came to pick me up. She was the one coming to check up on me, and one day, yeah, she killed herself, and she gave me that panda to say goodbye. So it all has meaning. So the other side of the bed, that's more practical, you know. It's like the alarm clock, and a light, a book, and something to drink for at night. So yeah, this is my bedroom. I have some building closets as well. So there are building closets. There are building closets. I have a closet over here as well. I have air conditioning, and I have this, of course, the big closet. But so I have place enough to put all my clothes away. The air conditioning is also really and comes really in handy. So yeah, I'm really getting very tired. So this is my bedroom. It has a bath and it has a sink and a shower. Let's not spend too much time over here because I don't actually want to show myself. I know I did already, but I don't know. Camera shy, I guess. I look like shit, by the way. I didn't shower yet today. Yeah, I look like shit. Now, on the other hand, if I do take a shower and I don't start doing massive amounts of certain substances from the moment I wake up, then I don't look this dopey. um, and also I don't know if lights. Oh, the lights are trying to create specific control freak thing. So I don't even know what I was saying anymore. I'm getting really tired, so I think it's time for me to take some cocaine to wake me back up. So let's do that first. Okay, let's take some cocaine. Well, I'll put my laptop down over here for a moment, and I'll take my sniff kit, if you remember it, and I'm going to first. I have some stuff, but this is not the best one, not the best sort of coke. The guy told me it was Peruvian, but I know it's not. I can taste actually and recognize the feeling because every cocaine, like Peruvian, Ecuadorian, Colombian are the three I know very well. The plants grow on different altitudes and just in a different place, so they have different alkaloids for a part, and they have the alkaloids in different how you say not the same amounts of let's say you have alkaloid X, and alkaloid X is you have a lot alkaloid X on plants in Peru, but not so much on plants in Colombia. Why alkaloid Y? It's the other way around. You have a lot from in Colombia and less in Peru. You know what I mean? So this not only uh, yeah, you can really taste and smell it, but not only that, it really gives a different effect. So most people don't get real cocaine. Most people get uh, some sort of shitty substance with some cocaine in it. I actually got real cocaine that is clean and pure and has no actual cuts. So if you try that for the first time you get your hands on real cocaine, and only very few people do, you realize that even though you might have loved doing cocaine before that, and I did, then you realize you don't even knew what the real cocaine was. It's like it's another drug. This is not street cocaine. This is straight from the brick. So this is pure and uncut. But this one is not the best one. Um, so that's why I'm finishing up this one first. I can do quite a lot of this one. It's not as potent, which which could indeed uh, um, say you could indeed say okay, it's from Peru. It's more of a chill feeling than this kick that Ecuadorian even gives more massive than Colombian, because Colombian really is not the best. Many people prefer the Peruvian because it's so damn chill, but I like the kick. Anyway, but when you taste uh, this coke, you taste this one is actually good, and I tasted right away, and I hate that. I really can't stand that. And when I put a big brick before it was powdered, a brick in my mouth, I could taste the petroleum, and that means that it's definitely Colombian cocaine, and you can hardly taste or smell any cocaine smell or taste because it is cut. So when it's cut, it's good. It's literally translated, it means cunt, but over here we use it when something stinks or something blows. At least we don't have this gay slang like you faggot Americans. I'm going to smoke a fag, you know? Oh, it's uh, it's a gay old time. Yeah, well, no. Oh, my finger. I was going to say something. Well, since I'm chopping up, I might as well say something more about myself. So, I was beat up by my stepfather. I lived on the streets. My mother abandoned me. She's now she's either very loving or supportive at one moment. The other moment, she is like pure torture. She goes crazy, really bananas. I don't know what's wrong with her.
I'm going to blow my nose first, so excuse me for a moment. So you see, it's not a big deal to blow your nose when you're using these cocaine, using heroin, and when you chop it up in a decent way. And if you use this self, a cramp, something you smear in your nose to prevent your nasal membrane to get infected, and also to prevent or to heal little wounds. Uh, Plus, always when I snort, or at least most of the time, I flush it down with a little bit of seawater. You can buy that in the pharmacy, not this nasal spray that has this medicaments in it, but just water and sea salt. So I call it sea water, which is actually even better. They should sell those bottles. Sea water. Anyway, so I'm really minimizing the damage that I'm doing. You know, uh, um, Before I go on, before I tell you something pretty essential, because of course I have a pretty essential thing to say. Um, when you look in regards to my personal life, I of course think that my life is not for you guys. I'm going to make something like that. But first, I'm going to close you up a little bit because I'm going to leave. I have to, and if I don't, I will be very rude. If you go to the toilet very fast, I'll be right back. I'll be talking. That's strange. Like, I hear someone typing. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not the kind of person that would get these delusions like, oh, they're hacking into my laptop and they're watching through my website and they can see the cocaine or the heroin. So one of these neurotic obsessive things is that I wash my hands with this disinfectant soap. You don't need to dry your hands. Just just doesn't matter, it dries up by itself. So I'm going to put this back away. As you can see, I like it neat. My apartment, my duplex is neat, it's clean, it's organized, it's not what you would expect if you are someone who follows stereotypes. It's not what you would expect from how severe cocaine and heroin addict would live, you know. I think many people
would be surprised. I'm cleaning out my sniff pipe a bit. Because I also like the stuff that I use. So, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take a straw I usually use to clean all the things, and I'm taking some soil, and I'm cleaning it off this straw pipe from the kitchen. So, let's take the straw. So you probably saw that my house was really you you're not usually fine. Then the over here, just in my mouth. Not a lot of dust around here, you know. Let's first do this. Oops. Try to add two of those lines. And glue some on the table. Well, that's good enough. I got like 99% of those two lines. I don't even care about this. So, I don't know if I showed you this. This is my pack with oxynone. So the instant oxycodone, oxycodone. See, these little pebbles, crystals. So that this is oxycodone that is so strong, even Americans won't believe it. Even someone with severe heroin tolerance, even to pure, clean, uncut white heroin, I still get high from enough of those 10 milligram pills, but I have to take like, I don't know, maybe almost the entire box, like let's say I take the entire box, 28 pills. It's 280 milligrams. Then I would feel quite nicely high. Yeah. So I have some brown leftover. This is brown heroin, what I would normally base, but I don't feel like it, and I do feel like fireball. So even brown heroin is perfectly good to snort. This will get me loaded. You just need a little bit more, and it's not as intense as a white, because this still is more or less a base in salt per se. So there are issues raised blah 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 by how that yeah, it's able that you're able to snort it, but they don't know the answer. Weird. Something fresh to drink. It's kind of warm. I'm going to sit outside. So the quintessential thing is, so I had this traumatic youth. Then I found out I had this disease. I studied really hard for piano, philosophy, and pedagogy to make something from my life with the passions that I have. I wanted to be a scientific writer and a concert pianist. But I'm now so tired and that I can't do the research to write. I can't practice enough to give concerts. You know, I'm totally socially isolated. Uh, and my father got me hooked on drugs at a young age. And I kept using drugs as an escape because otherwise I would just kill myself. That is how depressed I am, and I tried killing myself so many times. First time I was 7, but I'm still reaching out for help. I'm still in therapy since I was 7, so it's almost like 25 years or so that I'm in therapy. 25 years now, almost 26 years. And well, I hope no one of my relatives or people that know me are going to find this video or stumble upon it, because though my drug use is very well known at the moment, I was clean for a while, so um, at the moment I'm just going to keep it hidden from everyone that I'm using again, because like my two brothers, for instance, they don't want to know me if I use, or also if I wouldn't use if they come to visit. I would take maybe a small dose of oxynorm, just not not that I would get high, but just not to get sick. So I would just feel like a normal person. I would just feel like them. I would just be normal. I would just be me. But they won't know me. Uh, they look upon people like me as scum of the earth. Anyway, I wanted to say that this isolation thing, and also friends that yeah, that just dropped me like a stone, because I was in the hospital for 2 times 6 months in a row. So 1 year in the hospital, and then revalidation, and then back in the hospital. And this went on for 3 years. 3 years, I was almost every second of the time in the hospital. And friends dropped me like a stone, the few friends I had. So in total social isolation. And really, it was a lot of cocaine that I just did. I'm really bouncing up and down from the cocaine, but now the heroin is more or less stabling things, making me nodding off, making me feel like heaven. So I'm going to close it here. So this is my tragic life. When I'm able to again, I'll post it on YouTube. I will see if there are comments, and judging by the comments, I will see if more videos will follow, and I will create own channel or not. Also, if I'm not high, I'm crying tears all the time because I really just want one thing, only one thing when I'm sober. It's to die quick and painless. But that's not as easy as it sounds to kill yourself quick and painless. Uh, Now the heroin is working, so I just feel super euphoric because I had two drugs to enhance each other's euphoria, and I'm nodding off from the heroin, but I know because of cocaine I don't need to make an effort to stay alive. I can close my eyes and I can go lay down. I know I won't fall asleep. And that would be a waste of the bus, of course. That would be a bus kill. So, well, thank you for tuning in and staying with me until the end, if you did. And, well, this is me, but like I said, I look like shit. So, hello. Um, I don't know. Can you tell him, can you tell him I'm okay? You probably can. Yeah. Well, I don't like, commitment. No. I feel a lot of self-hatred. But at the moment, I show myself I wasn't. At the moment, I'm, yeah, I feel euphoric, warm, nice, safe, warm blanket, euphoric, safety, feeling from heroin, and more intense and a little bit more active and way more euphoric because of the combination with cocaine. So, love for Yale and Smack, and I'm going to see the nothing off without having to fear falling asleep, and maybe even I can see well again because I'm looking cross-eyed. If I'm seeing normal again, I watch maybe some TV or something, and that's it. Bye bye. Oh yeah, my touchpad doesn't work anymore. Life is the most. So okay, again, man. Bye bye.